So in this video, I talked to Ed Schultz, former MSNBC host and now a full-time campaigner for Bernie Sanders. I asked him about Bernie Sanders' controversial stance on arming the so-called Syrian rebels, which was a disastrous program by Barack Obama, which he supported, that actually not only was a huge waste of money, but the weapons and training actually all came to al-Nusra and ISIS. Here's his response.
Now, the Iraq War was a big topic of discussion today, and yes, Bernie did vote against those wars, but he did not vote against, and he supported the bombing of Gaza, Kosovo, Libya, Afghanistan, and Syria. Does he truly believe that war is the last resort when he voted and supported these conflicts?
Yeah, because fighting terrorism is a big thing. About the Kosovo, when Clinton was president, that was as much a moral obligation as it was anything else. And he supported the administration on that at that time. And I think that his narrative of getting a coalition together and getting the Arab world to address their own regional problems first and not have the United States come in, I think that's where the American people are. We can't afford another conflict in the Middle East. It's going to have to be a team effort if we're going to reel in what we're facing right now globally.
In hindsight, was it okay for Bernie to support the overthrow of Gaddafi in Libya and the support of rebels in Syria with everything we know is happening now?
But we didn't have international intervention on Libya. There were no American troops used on Libya. There were some support operations that were given, but it was not the kind of operation that we had in Iraq or Afghanistan, and I think that's what his distinction is.
But is Libya stable now or unstable because of the intervention?
That's to be debated. But what do the American people want? The American people voted for Barack Obama to get us out of Iraq and to get us out of these wars in Afghanistan and to protect the country. And that's where the country is right now. The country's not into, what do you say, we put 500,000 troops into Syria to straighten out their civil war problem. That's not where it's at. The number one priority is to protect the country.
But has he done that when Free Syrian Army and the moderate rebels have turned over their weapons and guns and intelligence over to al-Nusra? ISIS is fighting with U.S. weapons intelligence. They have Toyota trucks, for God's sakes.
Well,
and the U.S.
You're asking a presidential question. Bernie Sanders doesn't have the authority that the President of the United States has. The question you're asking should be directed towards President Obama, shouldn't it?
Yes, but he did support the funding of Syria. Yeah, in Syria and in Libya, and we have both destroyed those countries because of those political decisions. Those are huge decisions that have pretty much destroyed the Middle East.
I would not agree with you that we have destroyed those countries. So that the premise of your question is definitive that we have done something wrong. We didn't tell the Libyan people to oppose Gaddafi. And oh, by the way, Gaddafi did have American blood on his hands with the bombing at Lockerbie, which finally he was held accountable for.
Of course. Obviously, Ed was a little frustrated from our conversation, and he tried to tell me that I should have asked President Barack Obama this question. No! U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders, as of October of this year, said he's in support of this disastrous program, which luckily has ended. He actually voted against it in the Senate, but now is for it, which makes no sense at all. In Libya, let's look at Libya. Because of direct U.S. foreign policy, because of direct bombing of his convoy, the rebels that we trained came in and assassinated him in the streets. Now Libya is filled with sectarian violence and the rise of extremism. How would Syria look right now if the United States was not funneling money and weapons into that country just to get rid of Assad, arming the very enemy that we're supposed to be fighting? You have to ask these hard questions, and you have to stand up against any ideology, against any candidate or elected official that you believe you like, and because I know there's probably a bunch of Bernie Sanders supporters on this channel, and we're not going to cater to you, because the truth is the truth. It's more important than anything else, and to really solve the problems in this world, we have to face it. Thank you for watching real independent media, supporting us, because YouTube again is screwing us. If you're interested in doing what I'm doing and being out there in the field and questioning people on the real important issues, check out Change Media University. Enrolling actually supports this independent media organization, and high school students still get it for free. Thank you. We're going to have a lot more content coming here your way on We Are Change.
got to go out there.
Can you expand on your quote when you said military men are dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for foreign policy?
I never said that.
Bob Woodward said you said that.
Bob Woodward never told.
Nancy, which way do you want to go?
He's the guy who covered Watergate. He's a trusted journalist.
Sweetheart, it doesn't.
You never said that? Your greatest accomplishments have caused a lot of human suffering.
Please, sir.